good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you see this interview. We're going to welcome Gustavo García Brusilovsky, which is a renowned founder here in Spain. He's going to present himself. I'm just very glad to have him in this interview and to be able to accompany him in this adventure Catcher, as he was my teacher already 12, 13 years ago in a master in business entrepreneurship, and he's a very known figure. So welcome and thank you, Gustavo. Let's talk about yourself. Who is Gustavo academically and professionally? What has he achieved? And why he decided to put together Catcher, this project in which we are investing.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. So talking about me, I studied biochemistry and computer science and then an MBA. And after that, I spent like 10 years working in marketing positions in companies like IBM, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's. But in year 2000, I switched completely to my entrepreneurship life for the last 24 years of my life. So first, I founded a company called BuyVAP, which was bought by Amazon in 2010. And they turned the company into Amazon Spain and Amazon Italy. In 2012, I founded another company, Clicking, which was bought by Repsol to launch Wilet, which is the payment app for the petrol stations. At that moment in time, we had something like 2 million users. Today, they have 8 million users. It's the digital core for Repsol. And when I was at Clicking, working with Repsol, we still have some assets, B2B assets for running food delivery for restaurants, and they wanted to sell these assets. So I got in contact with people like GrabHub, Glovo, or Deliveroo. Deliveroo was interested to buy these assets, but they put me in the package as a general manager for their operation in Spain. That was a thrilling time, 2019 and 20, because we had a lot of, let's say, legal challenges with the rider law and the EU directive about the gig economy. And at the end, the company shut down because of all these laws. They shut down in Germany, Holland, and Spain. They just remained in England, France, and Italy. And I was proposing what was going to be the seat of Catcher, which was a legal way to do the food delivery with an open marketplace, which was a point of contact between the restaurants and the riders.
Great. Let's jump into Catcher. What's the main value propositions for these restaurants and riders and deliverers? And how do you monetize this value?
So basically, Catcher is a B2B last mile marketplace, which is putting in contact people like restaurants and retailers. We call them the pitchers, using baseball wording, and putting in contact them with self-employed drivers, as we call them, right? So by doing this, we achieve two things. Number one, these traditional companies, they can really maximize revenues coming from delivery, which is a big benefit. But the second benefit, and I think is much more important, we make sure that it's financially viable to do delivery, which in many cases is not the case, right? So by doing this, we make money in two ways. We charge both parties of the equation. We charge pitchers because they advertise orders, and we charge drivers because they consume these ads, right?
Perfect. Thank you very much. And it's important, to understand that this is a European Union directive. It's not specific to Spain, and in particular for our German partners out there. One of the main focus of Catcher is Germany. So let's talk about these milestones. It's a very young company, but a very experienced team, as we know. What has been the main milestones achieved in these first 18, 24 months of operations? And what's your focus in the next 12, 24 months, the main achievement?
So number one, I would say to set up the team. This is the most important thing, because all these ventures, these projects, really, the idea is relatively simple. Here we are putting restaurants and drivers in contact in a fashion nobody has done before, but the most important thing is legal. And it's, let's say, more fair than it has been done before by aggregators. And some way we are taking away the relationship of the logistics, the fulfillment from the aggregators. So having a team who can do this, which is very complex, because you have the commercial side, you have the operations, you have the tech, you have marketing and human resources, building such a team which can execute very fast and correctly the plan is probably the main milestone we achieved, right? The second one is that we proved that our thesis that trading companies were going to need such a logistic arm was proved, because in the first complete year of operations, 2023, we ended up working with 50% or more of the top 10 food companies in Spain, like RBI, which is Burger King, Popeyes, like food delivery brands, Pizza Hut, Telepizza, like Papa John's, like Lateral Food Box, Dunkin' Donuts, etc. So we have really in 18 months captured half of the big players, and now we are working on the middle market, right? So we have more than 500 active restaurants today and 15,000 drivers who register for free of cost in Catcher, right? So because of the word of mouth. So that, by the way, is proving that net economies are working, and that's very important to scale up the business. The other milestone we have is that we signed last year a partnership with McQueen, which is the main food fund in Europe, with 1,500 restaurants in Germany and 500 restaurants more in UK and France. So just servicing them is a self-fulfilling prophecy for us, right? Because if we have 500 in Spain and we can go to 2,500 in Europe, that's multiplying by 5 the value and the business of Catcher. And last but not least, we launched first Spain. Now, 2 months ago, Portugal is going very fast, very successful. And this month we launched with Burger King Germany, and we are in many cities already. We are launching in Berlin, in Hanover, and in 10, 12 small cities, which are obviously the places where they need help from us. So now it's growing very fast in Europe. So for the next 12 months, what we have in our plate, first, we need to make sure that we are successful with the new verticals in Spain, because we are growing very, very fast in food. So we can go, and we are in discussions with supermarkets, drugstores, fashion companies, because all of them, they need a solution like Catcher to enable their quick commerce. And that's a huge opportunity we have in the market. Nobody is doing that. I want my product now, is that 60 minutes. And that's something nobody from the logistics point of view is providing in Europe. And then obviously we need to open up these 2,000 restaurants from McQueen and grow in Germany, France, UK, and with RBI, by the way, we are launching Italy. So we are getting the main countries in size in Europe, which is going to make the company much bigger. So as you can see, the business we face is very scalable.
This, and you'll see as well the metrics in our report, but it looks like it's even a more ambitious project than the 2 very successful stories that you already had as an entrepreneur. So as a last question, just to invite our German, Belgian, Spanish partners to join this adventure, why would you say it's interesting and an ambitious opportunity for investors in this particular?
Well, number one, because of the team. You don't have a team to execute at this speed and this, let's say, level of track record. It will not happen. So we are, let's say, old folks playing around. So we have the track record. We know each other since years, and that's why it's simply happening, right? And number 2, the opportunity. It's like a blue ocean. So this was previously done by nobody or by aggregators, and aggregators face a lot of challenges, legal challenges. So by taking away this piece from aggregators, we have a huge opportunity in Europe, and that's the one we want to capture, right? I forgot to say that before in the milestones, but we reached profitability in December last year. So this December, we plan to reach, let's say we reach break-even, and now we plan to have at least 10% EBITDA by the end of the year in Spain. And with that money to cover any, let's say, money we still need in external countries like Portugal or Germany, mainly Germany, because Portugal probably will turn profitable by September, October. So it's not a cash burn company, and that's very important today. I think people became a little bit crazy just investing behind growth. And when I see companies with 800 millions in revenues and break even, I don't understand it. Unless that's Amazon, that's fine many years ago. But for regular companies, doesn't make a lot of sense. So it has to be profitable. And last but not least, we have McQueen. And McQueen, they have a cash option to invest in the company. So that secures the financial future of the company when we need money to go to all these new countries, France, UK, Italy. But at the same time, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because they give us 2,000 restaurants. And it's not only 2,000 restaurants they manage, they have relationship with another 2,000 restaurants, and they buy chains every day. So they keep growing as we speak. So it's a project very scalable with a solid base of track record, guys, with low risk, because at this stage, the most difficult, let's say, phase of a startup has been, let's say, crossed. So I think it's a great opportunity. So we are really happy that you are with us in this boat.
We think the same, and I thank you very much for sharing this opportunity with us. And we are thrilled to join the company and to try to help in any way we can to this success. So thanks again, Gustavo, for your time, and we'll see you very soon in our next event. And really looking forward to take part in this adventure. Really.
Thank you, Gonzalo, very much, and I see you next week at Faraday event.